got the news that it sounds like you're probable to play tomorrow, which is obviously a very exciting thing. I know you've gone through this injury before. How would you kind of compare and contrast sort of the differences between shooting and non-shooting hand, and just your overall excitement to get back to the court?
Yeah, today is exactly 4 weeks from surgery. So, yeah, we talked a few weeks ago, and there's not a whole lot that you can do to speed up bone healing. So, it does take between that 4 to 6 week time frame. So, yeah, I just kind of had to be patient. But as you mentioned, it's my left hand this time as opposed to my right hand. So, it's not quite as much effect on my shot or any of that stuff. So it's mostly just catching a pass, rebounding, even just kind of wrestling in the post. But yeah, it's felt good so far. So I'm excited to get back out there.
Thank you.
Rod?
Hey, Cody. You had a couple of injuries in the last couple of years. Just wondering, at some point, do you laugh? Is it tough? Do you cry? Like, how do you feel about the injuries you've had and just trying to get past this?
Yeah, it's really frustrating because I would almost classify a handful of these as just bad luck injuries. It has nothing to do with if it was something a deficiency that I could have worked on in the summer, if it was a lingering knee issue or a shoulder issue, whatever it is. But I mean, both these times that I've broken my hand, I just pushed on a guy and caught my finger and I've broken in my hand. So both of them were plays that I've done a million times, just pushing on a guy and pops in my hand and I miss a month, 4 or 5 weeks. So I don't know what it is about me. I don't know what it is. So yeah, I just kind of shake my head. And I've got another rehab guys here really well, so they get me back as quick as they can. But at some point, I keep saying at some point, hopefully, get some good luck, and hopefully, I can go, the rest of the season or even the next few years without any of these kind of bad luck injuries.
Rick?
Hey, Cody. Yesterday when we talked to PJ after you scrimmaged, he said it was really clear that you looked like you were in good shape and sharp and all that. Now that you've gone through some live, how do you feel? How do you feel in general as far as your conditioning? How does your hand feel? How effective do you think you can be if they put you in there tomorrow night?
Yeah, I feel really good. I feel fresh. I feel all that I've been able to do is run, and the past couple weeks I've been able to shoot. So that part of it is not a big deal. I'll be a little rusty even in the scrimmage yesterday, just a step slow or a step late. But I think the other thing is just my teammates getting used to playing with me again. Obviously, Biz, PJ, me all do different things on the court. So I want to run into pick and rolls. I want to do, dribble handoffs, a lot of the stuff that, I'm comfortable doing. Maybe PJ and Biz are much different. So yeah, there was a couple times on the court yesterday where we were kind of running into each other just because, they didn't know where I was going to be or I was, out of place. So a part of that will just take a little while to get used to. But as far as my conditioning, I feel good. My hand, it all feels good.
I remember you saying that you hoped, because this is your offhand, that it would be, less of a problem initially than it was the last time with it being your right hand. Did it feel that way when you scrimmaged? I mean, does your left hand feel relatively normal right now?
Yeah, for the most part, the doctor said the bone is healed. So, I'm sure it'll be a little sore and whatnot, but I don't think it'll affect my game too much. I played through a lot worse. So we're just waiting for the clearance that the bone is healed, and it has. So, yeah, other than that, I was trying it was a blessing just to be able to have a scrimmage yesterday, because most of the time during the season, the team is playing so much, so there's no way to kind of get back into rhythm. But yesterday was actually kind of a blessing for me because I could kind of try it out in a closed practice setting. So I was trying to use it as much as I can. I was trying to, swipe down on defense and wrestle with guys in the post and try to see what, made it sensitive or once we get on the court, I don't want to have it in the back of my mind of like, oh, is this gonna hurt? So yesterday it was good. So I don't think I'll have that in the back of my mind when I play.
Terrific.
Ashley?
Hey, Cody. Glad to see you're doing well. My question kind of goes off of Rick. So if you have more to add, feel free. But just kind of wondering if you feel like you'll be restricted tomorrow. I don't know if it's something where you'll go in the game and see how you feel and then go from there, or has coach already kind of talked to you about, we're going to restrict your minutes just to make sure, no further injury happens?
I don't think so. I don't think, as opposed to other injuries that I've had where it's, wear and tear on my knee or whatever it is, where they aren't sure how it's going to react. Really, my hand, like you said, the bone is healed, so I can't hurt it worse by playing. It might be a little sore, after, even a week from now, whatever it is. But the bone is healed, and I'll be able to play through anything else. So, no minutes restrictions, I know. So it's up to coach, however he wants to go from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Christos?
Hello, Cody. Welcome back. First of all, I would like to ask you, what was the toughest part for you through the last 4 weeks, and what impressed you most about the game of the team?
Yeah, it's always just tough mentally more than anything. Obviously, I've dealt with a lot of injuries, so mentally being away from the team, not being able to contribute on the court, as being injured, the days are actually a lot longer than if you are healthy. Most of the time, if you're healthy, you come in real quick, get some treatment, a couple shots up. But for me, it's a lot of, rehab, conditioning on the court, more rehab. So the days are actually really long and tough mentally, more than anything. But I'm definitely glad to get back on the court. But the team has looked good. It's we're off to a decent start, and obviously Gordon helps us a lot. Melo helps us. So those two guys, and then overall we've had different guys that have contributed to wins throughout the season already, even early on in the season. So it's always good to have contributions from different guys. So it's exciting to see what we can become.
Thank you.
Richie?
Hey, Cody, this is Richie of the Buzzbeat podcast. I know you've been watching Biz in your absence so far. What have you seen from him overall? And also, can you speak to his short roll passing this season? It feels like it's been a little bit of an improvement there.
Yeah, Biz is he's made his whole career on being a good defensive player, and he has kind of anchored our defense early on in the season. And we have so many scorers, especially in that first group, that Biz doesn't have to do a lot offensively, but he has this season, like you said, making the right pass or finishing around the rim. He's done exactly what we needed from him, and especially being a veteran guy, just like myself, you kind of know, like, this is my job. I'm gonna do it the best I can, and that's what he's done so far yet this year.
Raphael?
Hey, Cody, Raphael from a 3-point conversion. Good to have you back. Through your absence, they were 6-8, or they are 6-8. And like you said, I know you said you were impressed, but we know the team wants to be better than 6-8, but the fact that they were 6-8 without you, without the height, and of course we saw it in a difference in rebounding, but now having you come back, what do you think the team can do now, knowing that they're adding another big and your presence and the fact that you are a veteran?
Yeah, I think early on in the season, I think it takes a little time for everyone to get on the same page, everyone figure out their roles. So I hope I help a little bit, but I think more so it's just the first 15 games of the year, you don't really have your identity yet. So we're still kind of working through that. But I think you've seen flashes of what we can be, or just individual guys that have played well. So that's what I'm referring to, and that it's we have a good start to the season. The wins and losses sometimes it's such a long season that we're only 14 games in that we aren't too worried about wins and losses right now, but just playing the right way, and we know that the wins will come.
Just real quick, I was going to ask, you talk about the hand and being sore. Are you kind of worried that you might get hit with a no-look pass from Melo?
No, not too much. Yeah, I know I got to have my head on a swivel when I'm on the court with him, so I'll be good.
Last one, we'll close out with Richard Walker.
Cody, kind of following up on that point, as you look at the Eastern Conference, it looks like there's an opportunity for you guys to reach your goals. I mean, when you've been sitting and watching, what has been your impressions of your team, how it plugs into the Eastern Conference race?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's early on in the season, so every team, not just us, is kind of trying to find their identity, and obviously it's been different with COVID, teams missing games or just individual guys. So, but yeah, as you look at the kind of the layout of the Eastern Conference, I know that there's an opportunity for us to be kind of in that playoff mix. So that's been our goal since we started. So yeah, it's exciting to see early on in the season.